Hey YouTube, Michael, Sailors with Cars. It's been a minute or 20 since we've last done a video. I'm going to say about 5 months. Yeah, 5 months. I haven't done a video in so long, I've really forgotten how to do videos. Editing ought to be fun because I pretty much forgot how to do that. Anyhow, we're here with Mike Taylor, retired captain, United States Navy. Mike's been on the channel at least 18 times because that's how many cars he's got. So we're lucky enough to have Mike bring up two from his collection that are on display in Point Loma somewhere. But he brought both of them up today. I'm going to let Mike talk about them because we've seen the Porsche before. We saw it pre-paint. This is post-paint, and the paint job came out beautiful. I mean, there's just no other word for it. The camera won't capture the nice red of that. But I didn't realize that one was coming up, so we get two for the price of one today. And remember, because it's been so long, if you like the channel, subscribe to the channel. Share it with your friends. It's Sailors with Cars, sailorswithcars.com. Mr. Taylor.
Thank you, sir. It's good to be back.
Thanks for coming up. I really appreciate it.
I like what you've done with the place.
Yeah. Well, you haven't been here since we had the
permitted work.
It's permitted work. Matter of fact, the final sign-off certificate is right there on the wall.
Oh, okay.
Just in case anybody ever asks that question. Yes, it looks all permitted.
Very high class.
Yeah, well, that was the idea of it. It was supposed to be working shop plus studio when we thought we'd do a whole lot of videos.
I'm a little intimidated by the cars and the artwork and even the cabinetry is more expensive than what I got.
My wife set the whole thing up.
Okay. She's got expensive taste?
She does.
Okay.
Yeah, that's how she is.
Okay.
All right.
I discussed this with Mike, but because he has CRS, he forgot the basic concept. Today's lesson is coach building.
Coach building.
Coach building. Because I remember when I was a kid, and you remember this too, when you got into a product by Chevy.
Can you hold that for me?
Okay. All right. Thanks for having me. And we actually discussed this about a week ago, but I think we were kind of working on some other thing, like an old ship that's...
I didn't follow it at all. I followed the Karmann Ghia and the coach, and that's as far as we got. What are you guys doing?
They're in the video.
We have two producers today.
Yeah. The goal of the video was to talk about coach building. And because I now have two examples of coach-built cars, I thought it'd be kind of interesting to bring one and the other. Ironically, they're both 1964. They're both very early in 64. This is February of 64 for the 356. This was actually built on December 7th, 1963, but it's a 64-year model. So I think they're only really about six weeks apart. And they're both coach built. And I don't know, you remember this, Mike, when you got in a Chevy back in the day? Remember you
Fisher coach?
Yeah, you opened the door
Fisher
and you
coach.
looked and there was that stainless steel panel that said body by Fisher.
With the stagecoach on it.
Yeah, body by Fisher with the stagecoach. And I think everybody did it that way. Well, a lot of folks did it that way, but you built, the car companies built motors, chassis, wheels, brakes, steering gear, stuff like that, but then it was like a suit of clothes. You could go out and have anything you want put on it. And some of these firms got really good at building, the bodies that went on other people's, cars. So this was made by Reuter. I think it was made by Reuter. Reuter built bodies for Porsche for many years until Porsche became so successful they bought Reuter and they just started doing the whole thing because why pay somebody to do it when you can do it better? Reuter didn't want to disappear off the face of the earth, so they kept their seat division. The seat division is now named
Recaro.
Ba-bing.
I learned that from Mike. I did not know that.
Yeah, Recaro seats are the only vestige of Reuter, who used to do the whole thing once upon a time. This is a really interesting one because it's a Karmann Ghia, and there's two names there. Karmann being the coach builder and Ghia being the Italian guy that stole this design from America. You know where this design originated?
No, and I never knew that. I never knew the Kia part of it was an Italian.
Well, you have to admit it sounds pretty Italian, right?
It does, but I never thought much about it.
Actually, this body started off as a Chrysler product in the mid-50s.
Which one?
I don't know. I'll have to look it up. But the Italian guy, Ghia, stole the body design, and all he did was change the front and the back. He left everything else the same. Now, when it was an American car, when it was a Chrysler, of course, it was like 8 times larger. But he just basically shrunk it down because he liked the roof lines and the door lines. And then he got rid of the American, front end and the American back end, because there would have been a big radiator up here, for a water-cooled car. And he came up with this thing. They started this in 58. So he stole the design in 55. You making out with my dog again? You gotta stop that.
Hey, Billy.
They started in 58. My mother graduated from college. She went to Germany and bought one of these when it was new in 58. So that's my passion is, because when I was a little kid, I was always in the back seat of one of these things. This was my dad's neighbor's car, and I used to watch it go back and forth.
I've never ridden in a Karmann Ghia.
Oh, they're spectacular. You know, that's 40 horsepower of pure fury.
I don't think I've ever even been around a Karmann Ghia. The only Volkswagen I've been around was our old Bug that my dad had. Quite the car collection, a Jaguar and a Volkswagen. And then the Volkswagen my brother and I had, that fine 1970 piece of crap, candy apple red. Yeah, lots of love for the old Volkswagens.
This thing sat in the driveway for 15 years.
I just can't believe how nice the paint is on it.
Well, we did have to resuscitate it a bit, you know, because after sitting for 15 years.
Yeah, but you just did normal like detailing work on it, right? I mean,
Well, my buddy Doug is pretty good at this stuff.
no, he did it.
That's why he's Creepy Customs. But anyway, he got the paint to kind of come back to life, which is kind of nice.
Oh, is he the guy that he does the interior of your engine compartments?
He does everything. He's a force to be reckoned with. But the only thing that didn't survive 15 years in Point Loma under multiple car covers was the bumpers. So
Really?
they, because you know the salt air up there,
Yeah.
they were destroyed. So I got new Karmann Ghia bumpers from the center of old Volkswagen parts, which is now Vietnam. Go figure.
I figured it might be Mexico.
No, they're stainless steel. They come out of Vietnam. So
So this is off, like, not made, secondary. It came off a Karmann Ghia, some Karmann Ghia somewhere, or they
no, there's a 12-year-old child violating labor laws stamping
making
these out
these.
in Vietnam.
Oh, nice.
And they're stainless, so they don't rust, which is kind of nice. But everything else is original. The badge.
I didn't know you'd be able to get parts for it that easily.
Well, I didn't know it had come from Vietnam. I took the original ones to a chrome shop, and the guy said, "Nice try." And he goes, "They've already been chromed once." And I said, "Okay." I like the sheepskin covers. You like those?
I do. Let's take a look at the inside of it.
Oh yeah.
All right, we're recording now. Okay, we're going to redo the whole shot again because I did not record. So, first off, I'm just going to take a really good look at everything. Bentley, would you like to point anything out?
Bentley, don't go that way. Oh, see, look at that. Oh, see, he's photogenic.
Look at you.
Look at the contrast.
Let's look at the original radio, the original dash.
I think that radio is by Sapphire.
I tried to look at it. I couldn't see.
Yeah, it's now it lights up. Hey, oh, he's clawing the sheepskin.
Hey, Bentley, come here.
Bentley,
Come out. Come on out.
Come on.
You can get out. Okay, so we were talking about all the things. There's the cigarette, ashtray, of course, glove box. Everything is original. Nothing's done. Pull your sheepskin back up so we can see your seat again. So this is a
let's look under the
1964. These are the original seats. Have not been redone.
They've just been protected by
Freaking
the
amazing.
sheepskin.
So yeah, the car, you said, had lots of car covers on it.
Yeah, every year the former owner's son would come out and put a car cover on it.
That's beautiful.
He never took one off. He just kept adding them.
All right.
So it kind of went into a cocoon.
Let's take a look at the engine. Can we do
Oh,
that?
yeah.
Okay, I'll stop recording now. Okay, so let me zoom in on it. There we go.
See, I knew what these were because my mom had one, but nobody else does. They often mistake this for a Porsche. They sometimes mistake that for a Karmann Ghia, but you can see Karmann Ghia. This is what happens when a German coach builder
Hooks up with an Italian.
hooks up on an Italian. And the Italian, of course, being Italian, stole the design from Chrysler. But when this went into production, it was designed to be a sporty form of a VW, and it is a Type 1. Now, are you ready for this, Mike? I know
I'm going to set the camera because we're going to feast our eyes on 1,200 cc's of awesomeness.
Ready? This is 40 horsepower of fury. Look at that.
There's the mighty oil air filter.
Yeah, I wasn't sure I could get over, off the 52, but it plugged up there pretty good.
Nice.
This is the original oil bath. And if you've ever tried to change out the element in an oil bath, you'll quickly realize why they call it an oil bath.
Yeah, they suck.
Because there's no element in there. There's just old motor oil.
The VW's got it, right up on top of the carburetor. It's just a big piece of that basically piece of crap sitting on top of the carburetor.
Oh yeah.
which is a joy.
Yeah, you didn't need any sort of filter or anything. You just poured, but periodically you take the oil out and you put new
a little
oil
bit
in.
of oil in it. Let me tell you what they're really good for is dirt roads, because it just sucks all that dirt right in and it sits there like a big cake of oil dirt.
Excellent.
Yeah, it's awesome.
So it's the one thing that the guy did to the car that I really, truly appreciate is he changed it to 12 volts. So
nice.
It actually starts. It probably explains why the radio is so bright when you turn it on, because it's 12 volts going through a 6-volt bulb. But he did the work sometime back in the 80s, and it was done well. I put the battery in there. I put the Optima battery and the.
So how many miles are on it?
I don't know. I think it shows 20 on the odometer, so it's probably 120.
The odometer works. Do you think it was driven 120,000 miles?
Well, you can't read it. No, I'm sorry, 40. It can't be 40 original. It's got to be 140, right?
Why?
I don't know. I'm just guessing.
I mean,
well, he lived in Point Loma. When he retired from the Marine Corps, all he did was...
If the car sat in Point Loma, maybe he never drove it. Well, even when he was alive, maybe he never drove it. Did you see it driven a lot?
Yeah, but every trip he took was 1.2 miles.
Well, then I would venture... I mean, looking at the body and looking at that engine...
That's true.
Have you ever done a compression test on it just to see where it's at? I mean, that would give you some ballpark. If it's got really good compression, it's probably only got 40,000 on it.
No, I haven't done that yet.
I wouldn't think 140,000. No way.
The spectacular thing that happened is when Doug and I were resuscitating this thing from 15 years of storage, we got it to start on the first try.
Did you have to put any help me in the carburetor, or did it just fire
No,
up?
I took the carburetor apart because it was locked up, seized up. And I knew it wouldn't work.
So you rebuilt it?
Yeah, with 0 new parts. I just basically took it apart, cleaned it, and then I greased all the gaskets because they were dried up, put it back together, but really it started on the first try. After 15 years, Doug pulled the tank because we knew that there was a kerosene up there, varnish, whatever, that was all bad, and then he flushed the line. So we basically just made sure we had a clean path to get gas to it. And I never in a million years thought it would start on the first try.
I'm surprised it's got an engine release cable. I didn't think it would have that.
Well, yeah, that's just like the Porsches. It's a big knob in there. Everything's kind of a big knob. Yank and pull.
It's got a frunk, right?
Oh, yeah.
It's got the frunk. Sorry, Mike and I were looking at what good shape the body is. I mean, for as old as this car is, the amount of no rust is just amazing to me. I mean, it's just like a little bit on a knife edge, and that's nothing.
Considering it was in Point Loma?
Yeah, because there's a Point Loma, and for the 3 of you that are watching this, you may not know where Point Loma is, but it's close to the ocean. So
it's a peninsula that has salt air waft over it 3 times a day.
It's beautiful. The whole car is beautiful.
Yeah. See, this, you can tell it's the original because the texture under the hood.
I'm amazed just at the hood that there's like no rust, no nothing.
It's done a good job of surviving. And then, of course, with the nose, if you look inside here, you would. Yeah, this ridge is very prominent.
I couldn't get the camera in there, but
and also ambitious. But it looks good out here. You look on the inside.
There's no rust in there.
There's no Bondo filler, no nothing. This car's never been hit.
We got to take her for a run.
Oh, I think we should.
Alrighty.
You think you can handle 40 horsepower?
I'm going to try. I'm going to wear my extra seatbelt.
Get you on it.
That way
Is it working?
Yes, we are recording.
Oh, good.
Do we have seatbelts?
No, there's not. It's not. You can't go fast and hurt yourself.
Well, I just didn't know.
It's not a padded dash. What are you worried about?
So I just hit my head. I'm all good. All right.
Ready?
Whenever you're ready.
Okay, this is 12 volts, 40 horsepower.
Look at that.
You got Dougie's? Oh, look at that. Look at that. The master race.
The master, exactly.
There's 4 bonds in one car. 2 of them is dogs. And I'm not talking about the ladies.
Not talking about the ladies.
All right, here we go.
All right. So be careful when you go out because people just rumble down that hill. Yes.
I mean, they speed with
just
blatant disregard for safety?
Blatant disregard for safety.
Shit, I don't believe that.
I know, it's hard, I know. Call me crazy.
Didn't somebody wreck out here?
Yeah, the dude hit
Really?
The dude?
Yeah.
The dude abides?
Drunk guy.
The dude.
We're gonna go right.
Oh, okay. Are we going for the drive?
Yeah, we're gonna go.
Okay. I thought you were going.
No, we're gonna go do the drive.
Okay.
Do the drive.
All right. What do you think? Huh?
Yeah. Are we gonna do donuts like we did with the Karmann?
Yeah, I think I'll probably loop it around a couple times.
It's smooth. It's so quiet.
See, this is, in my opinion, how you tell if a car's been like poorly, restored. Because when they're restored, they kind of rattle around a little bit.
Yeah.
They shake. This thing has got all the original acoustics in it.
No,
It's got the original exhaust.
yeah, you were lucky to get a hold of this. I hope you got a good deal on it.
Well, 1,000 people tried to buy it before me. And the reason they sold it to me is because they knew my dad. Because he was the other old fart in the neighborhood.
Straight.
But he was driving around a Mustang, and, this father was driving around a Karmann Ghia. It cracked me up because he, retired Marine Corps. He went down and played tennis all the time, just like my dad. I found like 50 beer bottle tops. That son of a gun cracked the beer everywhere he went.
Heading home.
Yeah, exactly.
Good day at tennis.
He cracked the beer everywhere he went.
Did your dad know the gentleman that owned this car?
He did, but my dad being a retired swell and former gunnery officer was too deaf to make acquaintances. So, or maybe there was like Marine Corps Navy rivalry. I'm not exactly sure how to explain it, but they knew Frank, and they remember me as the son. I remember this car driving around, and this is, I always knew I had to have a Ghia at some point.
Does this work? I mean, that's not the right time, but that doesn't mean it doesn't work.
Well, I don't really know. I don't really know. We're still getting acquainted. I named the car Joe after my mother, Joanne.
Oh, nice.
Because she loved
Her Karmann Ghia.
And then of course my dad made her sell it, and that didn't go over well.
Now, wow. Yeah, Sapphire by, Bendix.
Oh, no kidding.
That's what it
There you go.
says.
Yeah.
Okay, you can see that without my reading glasses, but...
I'm overtaking this guy, and I'm neutral.
Yes.
Slow down, Brucey. Yeah, so the brakes were shot. In fact, this thing put up a fight when we got it out of the driveway. It was parked on about a 20-degree downslope, a ridiculous downslope, and there was those old car ramps under the front tires.
Oh, yeah.
And the driveway wasn't flat because it was radically downhill, but it wasn't level either. One tire was way higher than the other, and the body had started to pivot a little bit. The glass was actually coming out of the corners.
Really?
Yeah. But after a month of sitting on a level surface, everything went back to normal, and the rubber popped back in, and the glass popped back in, and the doors started to line themselves up again.
Did you take it to your buddy's shop to work on it, or did you work on it in your house?
He does it right out of the house.
Nice.
So we drug it out of the driveway, all four tires locked up. He used the GMC. I think it had kind of just resided itself to staying there for eternity. But after it left 4 gigantic skid marks all the way out the driveway. Put it in the trailer, took it to his place. I took the carburetor home because I knew it was screwed. He pulled the gas tank out, got that cleaned up. Then he started working on the body just to detail it, and it all kind of came back to life.
Yeah, it's amazing. I like it.
Very, very sound.
So what are you going to do with it? Just keep it, drive it along?
Yeah, this is it. This is what it's intended for.
Little weekend. Do you have it in the garage with your other cars, or do you have this one stored off property?
Well, we got multiple locations to store our collection.
Your collection.
It's after 15 years, outdoors in Point Loma, it deserves
inside storage.
Yeah, it earned its keep in the garage, so it now resides inside a garage.
Nice.
Well, we just painted a 65 SC last night in Point Loma. That's become a paint booth. Don't tell the EPA.
No.
Do not tell the EPA. So we just cleaned the whole garage, shot a Porsche in there last night. It's light ivory.
Whose car is that? Yours?
It came out of an estate. It's a consignment deal.
Nice. Who painted it? We're going to go left.
My buddy and I did. Going left?
Yeah, we're going to go left.
So should I do a burnout?
Yeah, of course.
No, I don't think I can.
Oh, okay. I don't want you to kill the engine.
That's all you get. That's all you get. See,
nice.
now, when that was the big block, that,
Your mark is still there.
is it really?
Yeah, you're the only one that's ever done it.
I'd like to think I leave my mark.
You've left a mark. Yeah, no one's ever done one since.
It's just,
Oh, this is beautiful. Nice. Some nice urban art there for everybody to enjoy.
Oh, yeah.
That's new.
you know, you can shoot those people.
Yeah.
It's authorized now.
That has literally just showed up overnight. That is sad.
Yep.
Oh well.
So I can't do a burnout. I can't do a wheelie. I just.
Yeah, but it's a nice cruising car.
Oh, it's a beautiful cruising car.
Yeah, it rides nice. I'm amazed. I mean, literally. It's just. Yeah.
I should have done a better job of documenting the position that it was sitting in for all those years. But you know, when the widow put me in touch with the son, spoke to the son, really nice guy, and you know, we kind of stitched our stories together and figured out who we were. And because I'm my dad's
Son
son,
must be the same age as you, or close, yeah?
Yeah.
Yeah.
yeah,
Is he local?
Naval Academy football coach.
Oh, the Naval Academy football
Yeah,
coach.
he's back in Maryland. That was the whole problem. He couldn't come out to do anything. So it just sat and sat and sat.
I would wonder if he's. So you don't know if he's the head coach?
I don't think he's the head coach. I think
Yeah,
he's
a coach.
a coach. But
Well, it'd be easy enough to figure out. So, was the father Hawaiian?
I don't think so. I met the daughter and the widow.
Got it.
The son I called on the phone.
Because the head coach of the academy, he's Hawaiian. Hawaiian or Samoan, I forget which, but some Polynesian background.
Yeah.
Last name I couldn't say if I had to.
Well, I need to get some feedback to the family because they were also concerned about what I was going to do with the car. You know, are you going to chop it? Are you going to lower it? Are you going to turn it? I said, no. This car has a very specific future. It's going to look the same.
Yeah, that would be
It's gonna drive
terrible.
the same, and it's going to have a Marine Corps sticker in the window.
Is that a tack? No. No tachometer.
Oh, no. No, it doesn't go fast enough to need a tach. I mean, top speed is cruising speed.
Yeah.
See that? That's all 40 horsepower right there.
That's
all 40.
just reminds me very much of the old Bug my brother and I had. It had a 1600 in it. It wasn't much different, let me tell you.
It's kind of funny, these Volkswagens, whether it's a 36 horsepower or a 40 horsepower, or, you know, the 55 horsepower, they all kind of run the same. The
sound the
sounds,
same.
Yeah, they have the gearbox kind of figured out and the tire size figured out. You know, it gets itself from point A to point B, which is what it's supposed to do.
It's an awesome car. Thank you for bringing it up.
Well, you're welcome.